What is going on, YouTube? It is Primitive here, and welcome to the finals of the RMC locals that happened on the 15th. Before we get into it, I just want to say that we do have a new Discord server for the channel, so if that's something that you're interested in joining, I'm going to have the link in description. But getting on into it, this is going to be between myself on the right playing Lordknightmon and my opponent on the left playing Imperialdramon. Now, I know if you've been watching the videos, you heard that I said that I wasn't going to be playing Lordknightmon for the rest of BT5, but we do have one more store championships left in Colorado that I didn't know about, and so I wanted to break out Lordknightmon after not playing it for the past couple weeks to warm up for the store championships this weekend, which I will have coverage on. But with that said, let's go ahead and get on into the match. We see our opponent has the Imperialdramon already in raising, so going to be able to threaten Imperialdramon in the future, especially now that we see Davis, guaranteeing that next turn they will go to at least 3 memories, so they could go in with Imperialdramon swing, Digivolve into the Imperialdramon for 3, and then unsuspend and keep going from there, getting the combo going. But what I'm going to do here is Digivolve all the way up into Lordknightmon here. The reason I wanted to do this was because if they do go and swing in, they'll get me down to at least 4 security, and then if they keep their Digimon suspended, I'll be able to clear it with Lordknightmon. But the main important thing is that they'll put me down to 4 security, so with Lordknightmon's ability to take one of my own security, I could get Andromon's effect to activate. But we're going to see the opponent play a Hammer Spark and then a Vmon and an Elecmon, so just wanting to go wide and put me in as little memory as possible. So I'm going to Digivolve into Pedomon and then play the Starmons. It's only a 2k DP reduction, but it's enough to get rid of the Vmon, which is an extremely scary card in this matchup. I've been playing a lot of Imperial, and I know that getting early swings with Vmon is extremely powerful because you can go in with Imperial to get more swings, and the more swings you get in early, the better. So got to take care of that Vmon as soon as possible. Opponent's going to swing in with the Elecmon, but I will block there. I didn't know if they just forgot about the blocker there or if they wanted to swing in into my blocker there, so I went to block. If they wanted to swing in, that's fine, because I can bring out the Lordknightmon to pop. So now I'm at 3 security, so I will have Andromon's ability on lock. I'm going to go ahead and play Starmons here to kill the Siakomon, and then I Blinding Ray and go into Valder here, putting my opponent to 4. I didn't want to put them all the way up to 6 because I felt like that would give them way too much to be able to develop. They were going to go to 3 anyway, so put them to 4. And I decided to go into the Valder instead of swinging there, because if I did hit something like an Imperial or an Omnimon in security and my Lordknightmon died, I would be in an extremely terrible position. Although I technically could have gotten 2 Andromon inheritables off that Lordknightmon, it's just if it died, the downside was too big, so I decided to go straight into Valder and clear the board and get a more sturdy Digimon on board. Going to play the Kodemon, which is going to allow me to get off the Lordknightmon into hand, and then Digivolving into some more blockers. So now I have 3 blockers on the board with a Valder that plays a rookie when I swing, so sitting in a very good position. My opponent was threatening a lot of early aggression, but we've kind of shut it down already. The Valder is just such a key card in pretty much every matchup when you're playing Lordknightmon. Being able to threaten the ability of either Lordknightmon or Lordknightmon, and then going into Valder and just really messes up a lot of opponents. They're going to go ahead and Kakaitis Breath here, which is going to bounce it back into my hand. I was just playing a Nidhogg match. For some reason, I was about to put the cards at the bottom, but I did not. They are in my hand. Just a small mistake that we were joking about there for a second. But Digivolving now, developing some more. Got 4 champions on board. Gonna want to have to get into an ultimate here soon because I need to get some megas going. Going into the Nightmon, obviously not the most amazing ultimate to be Digivolving into, because you prefer to be able to play those for free with the Nightmon. But I don't think the development is going to matter too much at this point, because once I play the Cutemon, I'm shutting off the ability for Imperial to Digivolve for 3. It's going to have to Digivolve for 5. So now we're in a very good position. They're going to Hammer Spark, and they're going to swing, attacking. No reason to block there because they do have the jamming, and then they're going to go ahead and Nidhogg. So this time these cards will be going to the bottom of my deck, and then I will go to 5 memory because I was able to gain a memory off of Kari's ability. So feeling pretty good development now. I'm going to be able to swing into the Nidhogg and then play the Nightmon, just developing even more, Digivolving on top of the Pulsemon with the Unimon. It would have been better to have those out before the Nidhogg happened, but at this point we have 2 blockers and 2 Lordknight on board, so we're sitting pretty good. They're going to Kakaitis once again, putting me back to 4, but I still have 1 Lordknightmon on board, and so that means I'm going to be able to continue developing a lot. Going to swing, the effect's going to come out to play Patamon, recovering 1. I like this ordering because I am going to go ahead and hard play Lucemon this turn. As you're about to see, I will count my trash. This is me making sure that I have at least 10 cards in trash so I can play Lucemon. So playing Lucemon, putting the opponent to 3, so I was able to get the Patamon out and the Lucemon out for 2 recovery. If I did play the Lucemon first, the Patamon would not be able to recover, so it's better to do it this way and just pay the extra memory to get the Lucemon. My opponent's going to play the Dino B, but at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and start swinging in. I swing in, give -1k with the Koromon, so now I can play this Starmons off the Lordknightmon to clear the Dino Beamon, but it doesn't matter because I am just going to be able to swing it anyway. So my opponent's going to decide to go first this game, and which is going to be very good for me because when I open my hand, I am seeing a very ugly hand of a lot of megas and a lot of ultimates, so going second is going to be a lot better because I want to be able to get that draw and hopefully unbrick my hand. But as we see, turn 1, my opponent's actually going to double Hammer Spark. So turn 1 double Hammer Spark, there's already a lot of pressure gone and they've used a lot of cards in their hand, but I draw my card, I don't unbrick the hand, so I was trying to think, should I pass or should I just play the Knightmon? Well, I have 2 Lordknightmons in hand, so it's going to make more sense for me to play the Knightmon here and try to go into Lordknightmon, but my opponent's going to go all the way in with the Omnimon, so 4 checks cleared this turn, but they are going to hit the TK with the Omnimon, so I'm going to be able to devolve into Lordknightmon, swing into the Omnimon, and play my own Knightmon. And now we're in a potentially weird situation because my opponent did get rid of 4 checks, so I only have 1 security left, but I did clear the board, so now we're in a position of, is my opponent going to be able to race and beat me here, or am I going to be able to stabilize after killing off that Omnimon and taking so much damage turn 1? We did see my opponent extend a lot, like we saw with the double Hammer Spark turn 1, and then extending with the Omnimon, and now I'm going to build up a lot of board. I got the Lucemon, which is going to recover, and then I just hard play the Pitomon because my opponent's going to go to 3 anyway, and this just gives me an extra blocker, 2 blockers, 2 security. The turnaround recovery so far is putting it into a very scary situation for my opponent because they were so close to being able to just get rid of all of my security, but now I'm able to recover, get up a couple blockers, and I'm able to block off a couple of Imperialdramon swings and Pyldramon swings with the 2 blockers. Playing the Knightmon is able to kill the Electmon. It's going to be important. I need as little swings on my opponent's board as possible because the more attacks that they get, the higher chance that they can win with just another Omnimon. Now, I had the Unimon there, which I could have kept as another blocker for safety, but we go ahead and Digivolve into the War Growlmon here. This makes it so that next turn I can Digiburst when I promote and then threaten whatever comes out on the board. Going to swing with the Imperial. I do let this one go through just in case it is a tamer, and then I'm going to go ahead and block the next attack. I don't want them to do anything to potentially get rid of my blocker, but I know they're going to have to attack here, so I'm going to block. No matter what, I'm going to block 2 of those attacks, and one of them is going to go through, so might as well let one of the first ones go through to see if it is the tamer, and then they're just going to play the Sealamon out, and I'm going to be able to Digiburst, swing, get rid of the extra 1k with the Koromon, swing, swing, and that will be game. So I will take this week's local with Lordknightmon just as a warm-up for the store championships. But with that being said, be sure to join our new Discord if that's something you're interested in, and I hope to see you in the next video. I hope you have a great day. Peace out.